It's Saturday, it's 2:30. That means we are half an hour away from a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, which I feel has been pretty rare so far this season. The Foxes travel to the Swansea.com stadium to face Swansea, the second Welsh team they'll have played in the space of a week. We've got all the action right here on Matchday Live. Welcome along to the show. I'm Dan Bates. Alongside me we've got Gerry, Taggart and David Nugent as we build up to kick-off where hopefully Leicester can break this run of draws, 4 draws in a row. Hopefully they can get the victory today on the road in South Wales. Welcome along to the both of you.
Cheers, Dan.
I feel like it's been a while since you've been in here, Joe. You've been in a lot of commentaries, haven't you?
Yeah, he wasn't here, mate, but Dan Bates wasn't. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You were
away.
Swanning away in the great city of Liverpool, wasn't it?
I was indeed. At a wedding, which was fantastic. How have you both been? Good?
Good, all good. Yeah, enjoyed the game. Some good stuff the other night. Just unfortunate couldn't get the 3 points, but first half especially was a really good performance. Deservedly took the lead. So hoping for, similar today.
Yeah. Obviously, I thought the same. Made a lot of changes into the game, didn't he, from the previous, and looked lively in the first half. Second half, just to come out a different side, and probably Wrexham deserved to take a point in the end. Even, game of 2 halves really.
Yeah, we'll come on to that game in just a moment and take a look back at the goals. We'll also hear from the man who scored his first Leicester goal in the week, of course, Jordan James. Before we do that, though, let's get all of today's team news. And it's fairly simple, actually, from Martí Cifuentes' point of view, because it is just the one change to the side that faced Wrexham here at King Power Stadium. That change is at right back. Captain Ricardo Pereira returns to the starting 11. That means Hamza Chowdhury drops to the bench. Other than that, it's as you were from Tuesday evening. So it's Stolarczyk in goal, Ricardo, Fass, Vestergaard and Thomas across the back 4. Winks and James are the 2 holding midfielders, with Fatawu, Decordova-Reid and Jeremy Monga in behind Patson Daka. On the bench, it's Begovic, Akoli, Ayew, Chowdhury, Carranza, Skip, Samare, Aaron Ramsey, who returns from his suspension. Hopefully we'll see him in the second half, as well as Silko Thomas. Reactions to that, Gerry? You were on co-commentary for the game. We said after, were we expecting changes again? Well, we've only seen the one.
Yeah. We were speaking about Patson Daka and his work rate. Okay. The other night, which I thought was really good. So that's one of the reasons probably why you see him staying in. And Jeremy Monga again getting the start. We're used to seeing Jeremy coming off the bench and making a real impact. But I think watching Steffi come on the other night, and he just at the minute seems to be lacking a little bit of confidence. So yeah, no real surprise. And obviously, Ricardo Pereira coming back in. Unfortunate for Hamza, because he's been doing well this season. But, Ricardo, what is it? He scored back-to-back games for Leicester before being left out for this one. Obviously, I missed the West Brom game, so I can't remember if he started or came up, or he was on the bench for that. But in the last 2 games, leading up to the Wrexham game that I've seen, obviously made an unbelievable impact. Back-to-back goals.
Yeah,
I was going to say with Patson, he gives you options to stretch the game as well, doesn't he? He's got that pace of running behind to stretch the game. Where I think with Jordan, he comes to feet and I think gets on top of the midfield a bit too much. So I think the manager's gone, well, Patson gives us that other option of that going in behind, which the game can be stretched and utilise his pace, which he's got loads of. Just again probably lacking a bit of confidence in front of goal, but when you get in them spaces in behind, he's got to try his best. He's kind of he snaps at his shots a little bit, doesn't take his time. Everything looks a bit rushed, but
does he just need one to go in?
It's just anything, just to hit the target, just to get a bit of confidence, and strikers, we feed off confidence, getting chance of scoring goals, and once he gets one, you do tend to see strikers going a little bit of a run.
And I think that's in general throughout the squad, as in regards to the attackers, none of them look that confident in front of the goal, and I include Jordan now, who's probably playing slightly out of position, when he's playing up top. So it's a case of you've just got to keep working away, and that's what Patson did the other night. In fairness to him, he kept working hard for the team. He was closing down, making them runs. And with his pace, then obviously he has the advantage of probably over the other two, that he can stretch the game in behind and cause Swansea a problem that way. And I expect to see Jordan James just slip into that attacking midfield area and leaving Harry Winks just to marshal and conduct the orchestra as he did the other night in the middle of the park.
Yeah, we know he's capable of doing that, Nuge, don't we? We're just seeing him here warming up at the Swansea.com stadium alongside Jordan James. They first game that they've properly played in the sort of holding roles, if you like, together. But they look like they built up quite a good connection.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Harry Winks, haven't we, over the last few seasons. You know, he always wants to get on the ball. He's the one who tends to start the attacks. Then Jordan's the one who usually runs off the number 10 and he's trying to get involved in the attacks. And we've seen that with his goal. Against Wrexham. Which was like a little 1-2 round the corner, wearing a great bit of movement, great bit of crisp passing, and I don't think the finish was the best. Was it? He kind of got away with the finish a little bit, went underneath the keeper, but he's there to make an impact, get into them areas, try and score goals, and he got one against Wrexham.
And an assist for Patson Taggart as well. That, we almost forgot about. So a great little layoff from Patson. The weight, the position of where he's put the ball on, into the space for Jordan to run on to. Superb.
Do you think we're saying he just almost needs a goal to go in, Nuge, but do you think almost the confidence that he'll get from back-to-back starts, that might give him the boost that he maybe needs?
Yeah, I think so. Anything just to keep him going. As a striker, if you don't score, you think, in the back of your head, you're thinking, I might not play next game now. You feel like a striker, you need to score every game to warrant to play the next game. But I think with football these days, players just get rested for the sake of it now, don't they? Back on when we played, back in the day, if the team was winning, you just kept the winning formula and played week in, week out. But I think when you haven't scored as a striker for quite a while, there's always that thing going in the back of your head that you have to go into a game to score, putting pressure on yourself. But I think it just needs to relax. I think he had a couple of half chances, didn't he, when the ball got whizzed across the box, and he's like a yard away. If he just gambles a little bit quicker and just gets in that area and walk onto it, then it'll be a lot easier for him. But he's just a nearly man at the minute. So close.
And again, he's still making them runs. Even though things aren't going from as in regards to, putting the ball up in the back of the net, he still has to make them runs and get in those areas, and that's what we've seen the other night from. Yeah,
let's take a look back at the goal then. We've been talking about it a little bit. We can see it, and actually it is really good play, isn't it, from both Jordan James and Patson Taggart.
Yeah, it was good. It was Jordan James's first touch when it was around the corner. Plays a little 1-2 done here. I think it's Harry Winks on the ball now. It's the first time pass. Just takes two defenders out of the team, runs in behind, and then obviously just slots it in with his left foot. Gets a little bit of luck, but the keeper doesn't get down quick enough. That's what you need. It's just that pass and movement. Takes two defenders out of the game, and he gets shot on goal.
And it's his position as well. He takes up. He's making sure he's available for that pass from Harry Winks, and then quick thinking. Because he's shut down by two defenders. And he has to get that ball off first time. And it has to be an accurate pass. And it has to be a firm pass. And so that firm pass enables Patson Taggart just to literally side foot it, let it bounce off his right foot, literally, into the space.
It's a way to pass from Winks in it, because I don't think the Wrexham defenders know. If the Wrexham defender, he's going to have two touches here. You see the defender dives in. It's Lewis Brunt in it. He dives in, I think, thinking he's going to win it, but the pass was that good. The weight of the pass was that good that you couldn't get anywhere near him.
Yeah, it's superb.
That touch there.
Yeah, the touch to get onto his, because if he goes on his right foot, the defender probably nicks it, doesn't he? So he does well to come onto his left foot to move the keeper's position and then put it into the corner. Because if he does go on his right foot, I think the defender comes and tackles him.
Yeah.
Have you been impressed with Jordan James?
Yeah, I think he's got energy, which is obviously, and he shows he can finish. He understands. When he's in those areas of the pitch, those forward areas, he showed the other night there that he understands what, if you're going to get round the back of a championship defence, because they do, invariably they all sit very, very deep and they try and soak the pressure up. And that was no different the other night. But Wrexham was seeing it with Coventry as well. We've seen it with Sheffield Wednesday here at King Power. So that is the way you get round it, is by quick thinking, quick accurate passing, a movement off the ball. And his movement in the beginning to stand still in between the two, midfielder and defender, superb bit of football knowledge or football management, whatever you want to call it. and then get the pass off and then carry on his run into the space. Superb.
Do you think he's better suited, Nuge, to the role we saw him in against Wrexham as opposed to being more of the number 10? I think he said himself he prefers to play more box to box.
Yeah, I think he's always on the move, isn't he? I think as a 10, you've got to like try and find these little positions in between the defence and midfield where he can arrive as a 6 or 8 where he plays. When he passes the ball forward, he can arrive onto it rather than standing still kind of thing. I think it suits his game a lot more. His energy, he's box to box, he gets up and down. And I think we'll see it again today. You know, Winks will be the one who sits and he's the one who goes and supports. They could overread the two wingers when they're isolated.
They're two different positions anyway, Dan. You know, if you're number 10, for the majority of the time, you're facing your own goal. You've got your back to the opposition goal. Where if you're a 6 or an 8, you're facing the opposition's goal, so you can see the play in front of you, and then you can time your runs and decide when you want to get on the end of stuff. Now, in that position where he actually scores, he's in between. He's actually in between. He's side on to the play. So he has got that ability to do that. But as Dave said, he's one of those players that loves running on, breaking the lines with his runs and running on to stuff and, you know, getting up and support.
Well, let's hear from the man himself then. The new JJ that we're calling him, Jordan James, spoke with us in the box during the week at Seagrave following his goal against Wrexham, as well as looking ahead to this game with Swansea today.
I've watched it back a few times. It was a perfect introduction, if you would like, of what I'm about. Play 1-2s with players around me and be able to score goals.
First time you've been in here?
First time, it's decent, isn't it? We decorated this. Yeah, not
You
bad.
decorate room for your bedroom, do you?
No, Mum does that.
Congratulations on your first goal the other night. Really well taken. Talk us through it.
Oh, I've watched it back a few times, as you would think. Obviously, it was a proud moment for me and my family. I just saw Winksy have the ball, and you know the quality that he has. I knew he'd find me in the pocket. I checked my shoulder twice, I think, and I saw the centre back drawing out, and he came quite aggressive. So as soon as he did that, I knew that there was going to be space in behind him, and I was able to find it. Yeah, I'm alive. I was able to link with Pato and get in, and then it was all about being cool, calm, and collected. And it was a perfect introduction, if you would like, of what I'm about. Arriving late, stretching it in behind, but also being able to play in the pocket. That's what I'm looking for, to be able to turn, play 1-2s with players around me and be able to score goals. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the result. We felt like we controlled the game for most part of the game. We sort of lost our way in the last 20 minutes. For us, it felt like 2 points dropped, so we need to correct things on Saturday. And we know that at this club, draws aren't good enough, but we are 4 draws is 4 unbeaten. We're not going into games wanting to draw games, we're wanting to get the 3 points every game, no matter who we play. So Saturday is a big game for us to change things. I think if we can go into that break with 3 points, it would be massive for us. Yeah, they'll be very good on the ball. We know that, so it should be a good game. But I know a few lads at Swansea, obviously being at Wales and stuff, so I want to get one over them just before I go to camp, so I can get the bragging rights. That would be lovely. I think we got England at Wembley first, and then Belgium at home. The Belgian game is massive. We have to win. It's a tight group, so hopefully if we can get one over them, then we're in a good place. But these are the games you want to play in, the best games, the biggest games, and hopefully I can do what I did on Tuesday and score a few goals.
Jordan James there speaking in the box following that goal against Wrexham. What can they learn, Gerry, from that? You've both kind of referenced the fact that they were good in the first half, not so then good in the second. Do you think Martí Cifuentes himself has probably learnt from that, the players have learnt from that? And because there is a point when you do want to, draws, 4 draws in a row.
Yeah, I think, listen, at the end of the day, there's an opposition manager who goes in at half-time, has a team talk, might just tweak a few things as well. Wrexham are no mugs, so let's get that right. And at the end of the day, the game hinged on not being able to manage the game properly. So they'd have been very, very disappointed to go in the final whistle, conceding that goal. There's no doubt about that. And that's all down to game management. It was always going to be a tough game. Wrexham, they've invested heavily in their squad, and their substitutes that came on, I'm not saying they change the game, but you know, they ramped up the tempo of the game. You know, they give them another lift, and so in those sort of scenarios, you've just got to manage the game. And if it's going to be a hard-fought 1-0, then so be it. You're not going to pass the life out of every team you play in this league, and especially with the way some of these teams come and sit deep as saying, try and hit you on the counter-attack. So for me, it was what you'll learn is manage the game. Manage the game in these scenarios. You just collectively understand that it's going to be a tough game, and you've got your noses in front. We just stay that way.
I think they're always 1-0 as well. It's one of them score lines in it. They're always in the game. It only takes one chance to score a goal, and you know, if we manage to get that second goal, you know, the game probably would have been over. But I think when subs come on for Wrexham, i.e. Matty James for a reason came on and bossed the game, like really changed the game for Wrexham. And I think when our subs come on and they're winning 1-0, it's like we want to hold the shape and try and keep it 1-0, where their subs are coming on to try and get them a point. So like it was hard for our subs coming on. But you know, I've said we've seen it in the first half. It's in them. It's maybe the break half time, you know, comes too soon and we come out a bit lacklustre, and you know, Wrexham to fully deserve the point in the end. But again, it's a draw, it's a point on the board, but we just need to, you know, turn these draws into wins. Yeah.
If you're watching us on YouTube, do get involved in the comments section. That's exactly what Harry HS says. He says, come on, City. James Collins says the same, up the City. Come on, boys, we need a result today. Bubba says there's 3 legends in the room. Thank you very much for that. Bubba, certainly 2 more than the third.
Who's the first?
Yeah, who's the first, yeah. And Leicester Forever says, I can see why he's playing Daka again. I thought he was decent on Tuesday, so thank you for that. Please do keep getting those comments in for us. If you're watching us on YouTube, that stream will stop. You can, however, head on, of course, to Fox's Hub before kickoff to follow all of the action. There are international seasonal passes available for £180. That gets you your game passes for each game throughout the season for those international audiences. If you're here in the UK, it's the start of a new month, so a great time to get a Listen Live monthly pass for just under £5 a month. That'll guarantee you all of the commentaries in that month. You'll hear every single kick of every single game. Our commentary team today consists of Matt Elliott and John Roeder, so do tune in for that if you're wanting to listen along. Swansea have had an indifferent start almost themselves at the start of this season. Do you think Leicester go there as favourites, News? Will that be the feeling in the dressing room heading to the Swansea.com stadium?
I think Leicester will be favourites every team they play. You know, they're the big scalp coming down from the Premier League for the teams who they play against. You know, Swansea, no mugs. You know, they're a good side, play good football, but I think for Leicester, we have to go in there with a winning mentality and try and win the game. You know, as I said, we've just been relegated. We're one of the teams that everybody wants to beat, so we have to be on our toes for the whole of the season. And we know what the Championship's like. Anyone beats anyone, so we have to go there knowing that we're going to win the game.
Yeah, I think what are they 1 point behind Leicester in the table? Swansea. So this is a massive game for both clubs, and obviously Swansea at home. I think they're unbeaten at home, Swansea, in all competitions this season. And obviously Leicester have just won the once away from home at Charlton and had a couple of draws. So this is a massive game for both clubs. You know, Swansea can leapfrog Leicester with 3 points. Obviously, it's a stalemate with a draw. So, as they have said, Leicester have to be right on it today.
From the start, pretty much, you'd assume, because Swansea will be themselves. Hearing that they're 1 point behind, they'll be thinking, come on, boys, we've got a real chance to potentially go third here.
Yeah, well, Swansea, the home side, they're going to come out the blocks and try and put Leicester to the sword, but it's down to us to basically shut their crowd up and attack them and score the first goal, keep them quiet, and then try and kick on and get the second. You know, don't just sit back and we go 1-0 up. You know, go for the second, try and get the win. You know, because as I said before, 1-0, it's a dangerous scoreline, and it only takes one chance to score a goal. And you know, so I think Swansea are going to be up for us, so we have to be on our toes straight from the off.
I think, you know, Dave's right. Leicester are a scalp, simple as that. And you take into consideration they're 1 point behind in the league as well. Then that just ramps this game up massively for them.
Yeah. A third league start of the season for the man behind you, Gerry, there, in Jeremy Munger. You can't turn around, but I can tell you that it's Jeremy Munger. It feels like every time he gets the ball, something's going to happen.
Yeah, I think the more I see him, that's only the second time, obviously, I've seen him from the start of a game. Where, you know, I mentioned before, he's been coming on as an impact player and doing remarkably well. But the more I see him from the start now, the more, for a 16-year-old, and his understanding of the game is quite remarkable. You know, he's learning very, very quickly when to turn it on, like he did here for his goal against Preston, and when to say, okay, listen, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I need to just lay the ball off, get into a good position, and kind of pick the ball up somewhere else on the pitch, and then get back to what I'm absolutely amazed at.
I think he had so much of the ball in the first half against Wrexham, didn't he? Like, every time Harry Winks got the ball, you just give the ball to Jeremy saying, get at him, especially in that final third. I think when he's more halfway line, tracking back his runners, he just needs to lay it off and wait till the team push up the field and get it where he needs it. That's where he'll do his stuff. But I thought against Wrexham, that's probably the first time from the start where I thought he looks all right. I think he struggled a couple of times when he started previously, especially the Charlton game. Didn't really get much of the ball, but I thought against Wrexham when he started, he was on the ball from the off, and we've seen how dangerous he was.
And Wrexham double-teamed him.
Yeah.
Well, both wide men, as you would expect. And so it was very difficult for Abdul Fattawi and Jeremy Munga the other night, because Wrexham worked so hard at getting their midfielders back and going out and helping their full-backs out or the wing-backs out. And that's where the understanding from Munga came in, where he's like, well, I can't take two of them on this time, so I'll just lay the ball off and hopefully I'll get another opportunity in 30, 40 seconds.
Basically being patient, and you think they'll have to be patient full stop today, Nuge?
Yeah, we can't just like go gung-ho and try and win the game from that. I think we have to get our best players on the ball in the final third and let them do their stuff. You know, defend well as a team when we have to, and you know, stay in the game. You know, it's going to be tough 15 minutes like you lose away from home. Just stay in it, then start playing our stuff, get the goal, and you know, try and kill the game off. Football's easy when you think about it. Score a goal, defend, score another one, game over.
But yeah, hopefully 3 points, Gerry, will send Leicester third, depending on other results as well.
No, absolutely. And I mean, as you say, we're due a win, aren't we? And there'll be a tough place, as you say, to go here today. But it's, you know, it's not beyond them. I think for me, managing the game is key in the correct way. And if they manage the game in the correct way, we know we've got, especially in the two wide men, people that can cause problems for Swansea. You've seen Jordan James scoring his first goal with a lovely bit of football. Taggart's got the pace that cause problems in behind. So it's all set up there. Harry Winks in midfield, absolute class. So it's all there. It's all set up. It's about managing the game properly at times when it's not on, to try and play the style of football that, you know, we've seen for the first 45 minutes the other night.
And a nice blend of youth and experience, as you can see from the 11 at the bottom of your screen there. We're going to hand over now to our commentary team for the afternoon. Matt Elliott is alongside John Roeder, and here's a little explainer of what is available to you guys here on Fox's Hub this afternoon.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.co.uk. MATCHDAY.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.